The headlines flicker across screens. A sleeping giant stirs off the western coast of the Philippines, the Manila Trench. Scientists at PHIVOLCS have issued clear warnings. A magnitude 8.4 earthquake is not a question of if, but when. This number is staggering, representing energy that can reshape lives in minutes. The news spreads rapidly, from Manila's busy streets to remote villages. The Manila Trench is where the Earth's crust is being consumed, a process millions of years in the making. But this silence is deceptive. A spring coiling tighter each year. PHIVOLCS listens to the planet's groans, translating them into urgent warnings. Every tremor is reported instantly, fueling a sense of constant alert. The trench is no longer just a geological feature, it's a source of national anxiety. Conversations everywhere circle back to the looming threat of a great quake and tsunami. PHIVOLCS is refining models, mapping tsunami inundation zones, and racing against time. The goal: turn fear into preparation. The headlines are not meant to paralyze, but to awaken. To shake a nation from its slumber before the ground does. The Manila Trench is a confrontation with nature's immense power, a force we cannot stop, but must prepare for. The urgency is real, the threat immediate. Science is our early warning, but action is our only defense. The story of the Manila Trench is a call to readiness. The nation holds its breath, waiting for the inevitable. Will we be ready when the ground moves? That is the question that now hangs over the Philippines. To grasp the threat, we must first understand tectonic plates. Earth's surface is a mosaic of massive plates, drifting atop the mantle at the speed fingernails grow. Their slow movement shapes mountains and oceans over eons. At their boundaries, plates pull apart, slide past, or collide. The most violent collisions occur when a dense oceanic plate dives beneath a lighter continental plate, a process called subduction. This is not a smooth slide, but a grinding, locking battle. Friction holds the plates together, bending and storing energy for decades or centuries. When the stress finally overcomes friction, the fault ruptures. The overlying plate snaps upward, sending seismic waves in all directions. The longer the plates are locked, the more powerful the quake. This is the process unfolding right now in the Manila Trench. The energy is building, unseen but unstoppable. When it releases, the consequences will be felt across the region. Subduction zones, like the Manila Trench, are responsible for the world's most powerful earthquakes. Understanding this process is key to understanding the risk. The Earth is restless beneath our feet. The Manila Trench is a fault line waiting to break. The science is clear, the danger is real. Preparation is our only option. The Manila Trench is a deep scar in the South China Sea, where the Eurasian plate dives beneath the Philippine Sea Plate. Stretching parallel to Luzon's coast, it's a relentless engine of geological change. Subduction here is slow but unstoppable, consuming the ocean floor and building up immense friction. This is why subduction zones unleash the planet's most powerful quakes, megathrust earthquakes. The 2004 Indian Ocean and 2011 Japan disasters were both megathrusts, studied by PHIVOLCS to estimate the Manila Trench's potential. A magnitude 8.4 event is not speculation, it's a calculated risk. The real danger isn't just the shaking, it's the tsunami that follows. When the fault ruptures, the seafloor lifts, displacing water and sending waves racing toward shore. In deep water, these waves are small, but as they approach land, they grow into towering walls. The trench's proximity to Luzon means coastal communities would have only minutes to react. Cities like Manila, low-lying and densely populated, are especially vulnerable. The combination of violent shaking and a rapid tsunami makes the Manila Trench one of the Philippines' gravest natural hazards. The threat is immediate and the window for escape is terrifyingly short. The Philippines sits on the Pacific Ring of Fire, a hotspot for earthquakes and volcanoes. Squeezed between the Eurasian and Philippine sea plates, the country has a long, tragic history of seismic disasters. The 1990 Luzon earthquake, magnitude 7.7, devastated cities and buried villages, a brutal reminder of the power beneath. Yet, this was not a megathrust event from the Manila Trench. The trench's seismic history is less clear, a seismic gap where stress may be silently building. A lack of recent major quakes is not reassuring. It often means more energy is being stored. Scientists study sediment layers and ancient tsunami deposits to piece together the trench's past. Paleoseismology reveals that the Manila Trench has unleashed massive quakes and tsunamis before. The geological record warns long silence can precede catastrophic rupture. The clock is always ticking. The next great quake is not a matter of if, but when. The past is prologue for what lies ahead. History holds a chilling warning from 1762. A massive earthquake struck, followed by a devastating tsunami that swept from the Philippines to Taiwan. The sea withdrew, exposing the seabed, then returned as towering waves, destroying villages and claiming countless lives. These accounts match modern tsunami science, the initial withdrawal, then the deadly surge. Scientists believe this was a megathrust quake from the Manila Trench, likely over magnitude 8. It's not just theory. The trench has produced such events before. More than 260 years have passed since that rupture, allowing stress to build again. The 1762 tsunami is a data point, not just a ghost story. It proves the trench's deadly potential. Ignoring this lesson would be a grave mistake. The forces that caused that disaster are still active today. The past speaks clearly. What happened before can, and likely will, happen again. The Manila Trench is a live, present danger. We must heed history's warning. The next wave could come with little warning. In Quezon City, PHIVOLCS stands as the nation's seismic sentinel. Scientists monitor volcanoes and fault lines around the clock. Their mission saves lives through early warning. The heart of PHIVOLCS is its 24/7 monitoring room, filled with screens tracking every tremor across the archipelago. Seismographs and sensors form a nationwide network, detecting even the faintest quakes. When a significant earthquake strikes, PHIVOLCS acts fast, analyzing data, issuing bulletins, and, if needed, tsunami warnings. Speed is critical. Coastal communities may have only minutes to evacuate. Warnings are sent via SMS, social media, and broadcast, aiming to reach everyone in harm's way. PHIVOLCS also researches fault lines, creates hazard maps, and educates the public. Their outreach turns complex science into practical steps for safety. They visit schools and communities, teaching preparedness and resilience. PHIVOLCS bridges the gap between science and survival. Their vigilance is the nation's first line of defense. In a land of restless earth, their work saves lives. Earthquake prediction remains out of reach, even with today's technology. The processes deep within the crust are too complex and hidden for precise forecasts. Instead, scientists focus on probabilities, forecasting where and how likely a quake is over time. Seismometers and GPS stations track ground movement and stress along faults. PHIVOLCS uses this data to identify locked sections of the Manila Trench, where strain is building. Sometimes swarms of small quakes precede a big one, but not always. Other clues, like groundwater changes or animal behavior, are unreliable. The science is a puzzle with missing pieces. That's why PHIVOLCS issues long-term warnings, not specific predictions. The trench is active, locked, and has a history of massive quakes. A major event is likely in the future, but the exact timing remains unknown. Preparedness, not prediction, is our best defense. If we can't predict earthquakes, we must prepare for them, starting with how we build. Collapsing buildings, not quakes themselves, cause most casualties. The National Structural Code sets standards for earthquake-resistant construction in the Philippines. Modern designs allow buildings to flex and absorb seismic energy using reinforced concrete, strong connections, and solid foundations. Advanced solutions like base isolation and dampers protect critical infrastructure. The challenge is vast. Many older buildings predate modern codes and are dangerously brittle. Retrofitting these structures is costly but essential. It means adding steel braces, reinforcing walls, or upgrading foundations. For a developing nation, this is a monumental task, requiring investment and public awareness. Building resilience is slow, but urgent. Every safe building is a life potentially saved. Engineering is our shield against disaster. The future depends on the choices we make today. True safety is built on a culture of preparedness, not just science or engineering. PHIVOLCS warnings are a call to action for every citizen. Knowledge is the first step. Know the risks and know what to do before, during, and after a quake or tsunami. Every family should have a plan. Safe spots, regular drills, and a go bag with essentials. Coastal residents must know evacuation routes to higher ground. Communities should organize, map resources, and practice response drills. Local governments must ensure clear evacuation routes and working warning systems. Preparedness transforms fear into resilience. The threat from the Manila Trench is real, but fear should drive action, not paralysis. The Filipino spirit of bayanihan, unity, and cooperation remains strong. By combining this spirit with science and preparation, the nation can face the future with confidence. We cannot stop the ground from shaking, but we can choose to be ready. Preparedness is not just a plan, it's a way of life.